Hey, Peaceful Tribe. Thank you for clicking on this video. And I definitely want to say we're going to have a good conversation today. So before I get started, I want to make sure that everyone knows my name is Tiara and this is Peaceful Ambition. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, share this video, and also comment anything that you want to throughout the video. So today we're talking about finding yourself. And honestly, this is a topic that I feel like is very, very important. You know, all the other topics that we talked about, I feel like this is probably the number one that we have to really break down and we have to really get an understanding of. Because finding yourself, to me, is in the center of everything else that we talked about. Manifesting things, learning to live, move in silence, teaching people how to treat you and talk to you. Also not worrying about what other people think of you. This is the one thing that solely deals on ourselves. No other person has to deal with this. It's just us finding yourself. And a lot of times, in my experience, and also, people that I've talked to, they lost themselves multiples of times in their lives. Multiples of times, and that's kind of scary. And I can say myself, I've lost myself a multiple times, but finding yourself is what needs to happen, and not a lot of people are able to find themselves after they lost themselves. So I just have a few tips on what we can do to help you find yourself, things that take place once you find yourself, and just having the conversation with you guys. So again, guys, please like, subscribe, and thumbs up this video. Ring that bell if you want to hear my content every time I drop something. This is Peaceful Ambition. Let's get it started. Before we talk about the how to find ourselves, let's talk about the why. Why do people lose themselves in the first place? So in my experience, I can truly say that I lost myself once I became a mom, once I became a wife, once I became grown Tiara. Those things didn't take away from my life. They actually added on. And the reason why I say I feel like I lost myself is because once I became those things or embraced those titles, I wore the hat. And back then, I didn't know how to juggle in between. I felt like when I was a mom, I just had to be a mom. When I was a wife, I was being a wife. Kind of to the point that I forgot that I was even an individual before, these other beings that I'm caring for and taking care of, because these are the people that I cared for at the time. I felt like I had to devote everything into them. I poured into all their cups and left myself empty all the time. So, doing that, it can make you lose yourself. It can make you lose your self-identity. It can make you lose your little vibration that you have in you. So it's important to remember, when you're dealing with different titles, different hats that you're carrying, just different life experiences, those things can help you or hurt you when losing yourself. So when it does happen, all you have to do is dig deep and know yourself. And if you know yourself before experiences, then it helps. Okay, since we talked about the why people lose themselves, let's talk about finding ourselves now. So one big suggestion that I really have, as long as you have movement in your body and your brain is straight, I really feel like everyone should develop their own type of hobby, something that they enjoy. They don't have to do it with people. If they do, cool. But this should be something that you should do by yourself. Either you travel somewhere, have some quiet time, read a book, be part of a team, even if you have a favorite TV show, just something that you have for yourself, something that you share with yourself, a moment that you can hold dear to yourself, and you know that you're doing this for yourself. I enjoy bingo. So, if I could find a bingo club to join, I would do it. My husband may not like bingo, my kids may not like bingo, but it's something that I want to do. So when it's bingo night, that will be the day that I will travel by myself, go play bingo, have that moment to myself, and just have a good time. Having those moments to yourself and having those hobbies to yourself, it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you a moment to just relax and be yourself and have a good time with yourself. So definitely having a hobby. And if you choose to do a physical hobby, that's even better, because then that helps with your chemical brain balance, and you're moving, you're getting healthy. So that's only the cherry on the icing. So getting a hobby, people, is really important. So let's go ahead and think about what we can do to go ahead and find that hobby. If you don't know what you like, or because you're still finding yourself, you don't know what you want to do, try different things. Try to think back when you were young. What did you like to do? Maybe those things are still inside you. You just have to pull them out. Like I said, if you did sports, maybe you could find a kickball, flag football team or something like that. Something that's not too strenuous on your body, because we are older. Or, you like reading, join a book club. You just have to figure out what is it that you want to do. And when you figure that out, do that thing. Do it as much as you can, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting others. Have that woosah time. It's okay you say, okay, 5 to 6 o'clock is mommy time. Mommy's going to step out and I'll be back. There's nothing wrong with that. That helps you with finding. I know you guys are going to get tired of hearing me say this, because I say this in almost every video. Write down things. Get your journal. Here's mine. Write down standards that you want to set for yourself. Not only goals, but write down things that you believe in. Write down things that you're not going to tolerate from people, things that you're okay with. Try to write down things to the smallest minute. Because when you do that, and you have a clear understanding of what you expect out of people and also expect out of yourself, that already sets the tone. So you're not going into a relationship blinded. You're not going to just even the outward blinded. You know what you want to get out of the day, and you're going to take that only. You're not going to say, okay, new relationship, I'll just have this guy talk to me any type of way. No, that's one of my standards. My new boyfriend has to know how to talk to me in a way that I feel like I'm deserving. You have to have those standards. So when you have them, other people know, oh, I can't cross that line. Tiara's not going to take that. So you got to make sure that you have those things, so they know where to not cross, and also where to and where to not cross, because sometimes we cross our own standards. Like I said earlier, life experiences can make us see ourselves differently, hence feeling like we lost ourselves. So when we go through those life experiences, another key point that I want to touch on is learn from your experiences. Not all experiences through life that's going to have you lose yourself is going to be bad. Like I said, marriage and having kids almost made me lose myself. Well, it did make me lose myself, but those weren't bad events at all. Those were, one of the happiest days of my life. But with that being said, I have to learn why I lost myself when I went through those experiences. So it's all about learning from your mistakes, learning from your experiences, learning from your past. Like I said, losing yourself is going to happen throughout your life, just because things are going to happen to you. But it's the way that you react, the way that you pull yourself back up out of that fluke, and you find yourself. So when you do go through an experience and you feel like you dealt with it so wrong, when it happens again, or if it does happen again, you have to remember, oh, this happened to me before, I can't do this again because blah, blah, blah. You have to remember and learn from yourself, learn from your mistakes. And if you have to write it down, so be it. But we have to remember, that's one thing that I have to really work on myself. Things happen to me, and then I pray through it and I get through it, and then I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And then for some reason, I find myself in the same circumstance. It's because I didn't learn from my mistakes. So once you find yourself learning from your mistakes, not going down the same paths that you went down before, I, one, feel like that's maturity. And two, you're finding your way. You're finding your own path, rather than going down the same path that maybe someone paid for you, or that same path that you paid for yourself. It's just not working for you anymore. So learning from your mistakes is really big, people. We have to be accountable for what we do in our life, and just go forth with it and, suck it up and deal with it. So if we made a mistake in the past, we have to make sure that we're not making that mistake again, because all we're doing is losing ourselves and drowning ourselves in mistakes. Okay, so lastly, with finding ourselves, I feel like it's really important to have positive inner talk and great self-care. The reason why I said we have to have positive inner talk is because if we don't have that power to say positive things about ourselves and really boost ourselves up, then we can't expect other people to do it for us. You got to be able to take care of yourself mentally, physically, in every way. So that's why I also put self-care, because finding yourself is, means things that you do for yourself that you love. You know what you like, what you dislike, from down to the hairstyle that you like, to the lipstick that you like. You know, those things are you. Everything about you is you. So having that self-care is you. That positive talk that you're saying in your head, that's you. Everything relies on you and boosting yourself up, and just having that outlook on, you know, there's nothing that I and God can't do to accomplish anything. So guys, those were the few points that I had with helping you find yourself. You know, before we go, I just want to tell you guys that finding yourself is a process. It's not something that's going to happen over a day. It's not something that even is going to happen overnight. It's something that you're really going to have to put in the work to do. You're going to have to really take a step back and, you know, to even see that you lost yourself, because some people can live with them being lost and not truly know who they are. So if you feel like you lost yourself, I hope this video helped you. And just remember, life is a process within itself. Life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So you have to put in the work. You have to keep going and never give up. You know, like I always say, guys, I thank you guys for watching. Please comment down below anything that